In this video, Project 2-1, we will install Oracle Linux 10. We will use this throughout the entire semester for learning how to use and operate a Linux system. In the week 1, you should have already downloaded Oracle Linux 10. If not, there is a link right here in the assignment for downloading the ISO image. .iso is standard for an image of an optical disk, and this will be asked on the quiz this week. We'll start by launching Hyper-V. You should have had it pinned to your taskbar. You can use other virtualization software, such as VMware Fusion. If you're on Mac, you can also use VirtualBox. Make sure you click on your computer name within Hyper-V on the left side. On the right side, click New, Virtual Machine. As we go next, in step 1, it tells us to name it Oracle Linux. Click Next. The generation is generation 2 for Hyper-V. Other hypervisors likely will not ask a question like this. On the next screen, 4 gigabytes of RAM is equal to 4096. If you have a system that has 8 gig and you're trying to get it to work, you can attempt to lower this to 2048 and see if you can get it installed. We'll just go next. Networking, use the drop-down, use default switch. Other virtualization software may say bridged or external. We'll go next. The hard disk size, we do need to modify this to work with all the labs throughout the semester. Move this down to 50. Click Next. Installation. Click on Install an operating system from a bootable CD-ROM. Click on the image, the ISO file. Click Browse. Find where you downloaded Oracle Linux, potentially in your Downloads folder. Highlight it. You may or may not have the .iso on the end. Windows typically hides file extensions on most systems, unless modified, which I have done on my system. Click Open. Now click Finish. With Hyper-V, we need to do some modifications before we start installing. Right-click on the Oracle Linux that now should appear on your screen and go to Settings. If you're running other hypervisors, you may also have to edit the default settings of your system. What we need to look for is security or boot up. We'll need to disable secure boot. As in Hyper-V, that is set just for Microsoft, not for Linux systems. With Hyper-V, we need to modify the memory. There is a chance to use more than 4 gig of RAM. So this maximum file RAM size, I'll go ahead and lower that so that it can't go over 4 gig. The processors, set it to 2. Checkpoints. Uncheck, use automatic checkpointing. Click Apply. So those were 4 sections that we made changes to. Now click OK. Now we connect to our Oracle Linux machine. Step 2 here. Right-click, Connect. We'll go ahead and click Start. You should hit enter to test this media. I've already done this, so to speed the video along, I will hit my up arrow key on the keyboard and go and click install. To test the media, just make sure that the file downloaded without incident. If it got corrupted and you try to install, you'll end up with a corrupted install. After the installation, we are expecting to have some errors, and we will work through those. One of those will be a red bar with the lock symbol at the top of the screen. Other virtualization software likely won't have the error messages. So we're welcome to Oracle Linux. We are now down here to step 4. Making sure our language is selected and detected correctly. Click continue. We're presented with a configuration screen. We'll set our date and time first. I do like to go in and click manual and change it to AM PM. Then I'll click back on automatic date and time. Let's click done. Also in the instructions, verify, let me go back in there, verify Americas and Chicago as the time zone. You can use the drop down and make changes as needed if yours was not detected correctly. Step 6, installation destination. This one is critical. If we don't set up the hard drive correctly, then labs in Chapter 5 and a couple of future labs will fail to work. So we click on that. You should see 50 GIB right here. If not, you may need to stop, delete your virtual machine, and recreate a second one. You potentially may have to change the name of it and put a 2 at the end of the Oracle Linux as your second attempt if you don't see your 50 GIB above your hard disk icon. Find the custom radio button, highlight it, then click done in the top left. Use your drop down, select standard partitioning, use the hyperlink. Click here to create them automatically. Not instructed specifically in here, but as a pro tip, you want to label all of your segments of your hard disk. If anything was to happen in the future and you need to do some forensics recovery, or somebody has to come in behind you and forensically recover, it is very nice if there's an actual label on each of the segments of your hard disk. I will just simply look at the last letters of the segment name, such as EFI, and use uppercase and give it a label, hitting update settings on each one of these. So for boot, I'll just label it boot. If I can hit the right letter. On the / partition, you'll notice in the instructions, step 7, subsection 1, we need to change it from the 45 GIB to 35. You may need to use the arrow keys along the top of your keyboard and not the standard number pad if you have a 10 key on your keyboard. The label here, it is in subsection 1 to use root. Don't forget to click update settings. Once that update is done, the magenta block in the bottom left, you should have close to 10 GIB. You may have 9 or 11, but somewhere really close to 10 GIB free. The swap partition, if yours is higher, like 3 or 4, you could bump yours down to 2.5. That way we have enough available space that gets it close to 10 GIB. Mine is rounded to 10.8. Yours will likely be slightly different. Again, set the label. Click Update Settings. So verify your screen looks similar to mine. These swap partition could be slightly different than yours, and this size could be slightly off, but we're looking for 10 or 10 point or 9.9 or something really close to 10. Click Done. Then click Accept Changes. We'll move on to step 8, software selection. Server with the GUI should be highlighted for you automatically. Just verify that. On the right side, find guest agents. We are running this as a virtual machine, so we need drivers within the operating system to interact and work better running in a virtual machine. There is some drivers that are missing. We will take care of that after the installation is complete. That will be one of the red bars that we see our error messages after this is done. Click Done at the top. Step 9, we need to set up user accounts on the system. So click the root account, and for lab purposes, we are going to enable the root account. This is a full administrator account. With security these days, they typically keep this disabled. We'll go ahead and enable it, and we'll go ahead and allow remote SSH login. Typically won't do this on a production system, just for lab purposes. Use the password as provided. That is an uppercase P. You'll have to type it twice. We'll notice we get a warning at the bottom. This is a weak password. It's found in a dictionary attack, so your system is vulnerable to attack. This is just for lab. So click Done. And to confirm, you have to click Done one more time. User account creation, step 10. In the full name, spell out sample user 1. In the username field, change it to user and the number 1. Throughout the semester, it may be difficult to determine if it's a 1 or an L in the labs. When we get into most future labs and we're typing commands, it's likely to be the letter L and not the number 1. The password here, secret, all lowercase. This again is a dictionary word and it's weak. Step 4, again for lab purposes, we're going to uncheck the administrative privileges for this user account. And we will click Done. And Done one more time to signify we know and accept the weak password. We're almost ready to install. Let's go to step 11. Click on kdump and uncheck it. We're not going to be coders and debugging and trying to fix a crash system. So click Done. Now we are ready to begin the installation. Here would be a great time to take a snack break, coffee break. Depending on the speed of your system, this may take 20 minutes to an hour. You can watch some of the software being installed. I'm going to pause recording until mine completes. The installation has completed on my system, and you will notice a blue reboot. Go ahead and click that. And as I stated, when we reboot for the first time, Oracle Linux is an offshoot of Red Hat Enterprise Linux, which is fully supported by Hyper-V. However, the Oracle engineers have tweaked the system and customized some of the drivers that are not compatible with directly after the install with Hyper-V. So we will do some fixes. Just click inside the window where the red bar is, and on your keyboard you'll need to use your Control-Alt and your Function key at the top row of your keyboard typically. If you're on a laptop, there's sometimes a fourth key that has the letters FN on it. So I am on a laptop. I will have to hit Control-Alt and then an FN key and then press F2 on the keyboard, and it will switch over to a screen that looks like this. It will be presented with login. We'll use the root account that we set up during installation. Hit enter, and then the password. If your password doesn't go in correctly, try turning on your cap locks and then typing it as you normally would. Sometimes that happens during the installation. The cap locks get inadvertently turned on and you have the upper and lowercase pass 1, 2, 3, 4 mixed up. Now at the screen, we're here at task 14 and substep 3. We'll type in DNF. This is basically an App Store command. We'll use a space bar, use the keyword install, and we'll type in free RDP. So free RDP is all together, no spaces. Go ahead and hit enter. You will have to have your computer connected to the internet for this to work. After a few moments of downloading information from the App Store, you'll be likely presented with some yes or no questions. You'll use the lowercase y and enter for every question that appears. And if you'll just look at the very last line that's popping up on your screen, it'll be asking, is this okay? Mine asked 3 times to load up digital signatures. Now after the install, we will use reboot command, and this will happen fairly quickly. You'll need to find your up down arrow keys on your keyboard because a menu will appear on your screen, a text-based menu. You need to use the up down arrow keys to select the second boot option. This second boot option, and it only gives you 5 seconds to hit the down arrow. If you miss it, you may have to hit the green reset button at the top. So the second boot option is the actual Red Hat compatible kernel and not the modified one that Oracle has done. So there is an unbreakable kernel, something that Oracle has customized and branded themselves. That's the one that is missing graphical drivers for our system. If you're running VirtualBox, or if you're running VMware Workstation or VMware Fusion, you may not run into the issue. You may go ahead and try to see if the unbreakable kernel works. But for Hyper-V, we need to do a workaround and go and uninstall the incompatible kernel. Just hit enter to boot into the second option. And if you are using VMware or VirtualBox and you try the first option, you should boot after a few moments into a screen that looks like this with sample user 1 on the screen. If it stays black for several minutes, then likely you're going to have to follow the same steps that we're doing here. So sub-step 5, we'll use our Control-Alt and our function again if you're on a laptop. Then F2, log in again with root and the pass 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we use DNF again, space. We use the remove command, space, and then the rest is all together. Kernel dash or minus symbol UEK and an asterisk. Press enter and answer yes to any questions. It should look very similar to mine. Of course, entering after you answer a Y. So once the incompatible files are removed, we go ahead and type reboot and press enter. This time we won't touch the keyboard. We'll go ahead and let the 5-second timeout automatically boot the system. We should be presented with sample user 1, the graphical screen as we've seen before. So go ahead and click sample user 1. Secret was the password. Press enter. You can either take the tour or skip. For this video, we'll go ahead and skip. There'll be an action menu, this little bar in the top left that you can click and cycle back between these two screens. The action menu will allow you to use a search bar at the top. And now we can search for the word disk. Should be presented with an icon with the word disk underneath. Go ahead and click on that. Find hard disk in the left column. Click on it. Your screen should look fairly similar with values very close to mine. This here is the screenshot that we want to take for turning in. Within your operating system, you will need to take a screenshot. On Windows, we can search for a snipping tool. Just type the word snip, find your snipping tool. Here I will use the new button. Screen will turn gray, have crosshairs, and I will click and drag a box around the entire window. Now you can save this as project 2-1. So I've already got mine saved into project 2-1. You may want to create a folder specifically for this class, or just put it into your pictures and screenshots folders as default. Just remember where that you save it, but likely you want to create a new folder specifically for this class and keep all of your images in it. So I've already got a project 2-1, and then you just click save. Now to submit, there'll be an upload button that you'll click in this assignment. Scroll down, and now you can drag an image file here, or you can click to browse and find the project 2-1 that you just saved. So here, I find the image file, click open, it will upload. Some labs in the future will have more than one image file. Just click again, find the next file, and upload it. This one only takes one, so I'll go ahead and remove 2-2, but you will have some labs you have 3 and 4 files that you need to upload. So once you verify the file is there, use your Submit Assignment button. And that is the go-to way of submitting assignments in this class for the semester.